Wessex blades. Making a fresh start this week on the next batch. So what I've done is I've collected them all up together in sort of linear order through the book. Next one on the list is Christian, then Glyn, and I think it's Lee. I think it's Lee for a Leku. And what I've done is obviously because Glyn's got a Merlin, I'll tuck in another Galahad, and because the Leku was leather work, I want to try and do some leather sheaths for two hurnals I've already got completed as knives, but I never really got around to putting sheaths on them, so that I can get a couple of knives with sheaths that are ready for Edale. So my next batch is going to be Christian with a fishing knife, Glyn and Merlin, tagging along a Galahad with it, and then I fancy doing the Leku for Lee. I might try and sneak another Leku in with that, so at least I'm set up the bevel on the grinder, so I'm doing two of each. And as I say, when I then start doing the sheath work, I can rattle out Glyn's Kydex sheath and off and away, and then it's going to be leather until Edale, so at least I can get orders away before I go, or leather sheaths for knives that I've already got completed. So that's the sort of plan of attack up until Edale. I've got 4 weeks and, well, now sort of 2.5 days until Edale. That's my, as I say, doing lists is what we sort of call optimism. Generally speaking, I never quite attain the proliferation to actually get there, but I do it as fast as I possibly can. I've had an idea in the garage. I do have a pretty pokey centrifugal fan that's got its own soft start. What I think of doing is having to play with that using plastic guttering, and then diverting away maybe about 1/3 of the air in order to run a passive extraction box, so that I buy the air filters in a pack of 10, and have like a chipboard or a hardboard plenum with a couple of wooden tabs on screws that I put the air filter in, close it up so it fits in pretty tight, it's got a good seal, and then that gentle 150 cubic feet a minute sort of thing will pull the fine particulates out of the air through the filter, very similar to one of those expensive ceiling mounted jet boxes, but the duty of the fan I've got is in cubic meters, so I'm sure that it's got more than enough duty in terms of its volume to have 1/3 diverted away, and then the rest as normally would be extracting for the belt grinder, and then I'll adapt the little extractor, the Hoover, onto the saw, because at the moment I got the big fan running on the saw. So I'll be virtually changing the duties of what the fans and the extractor are doing. As soon as I can get on with that, because I've got to buy the filters in a block of 10. So I'll see how that goes, and then I'll buy a piece of chipboard and knock up a plenum with a little seat inside it that fits this green convoluted sort of matrix air filter that fits in specifically these little fan things that run in the background, because in the end, if I'm running the extractor and a fan, it's just more electric all the time, when my actual fan, I haven't got ductwork everywhere and blast gates. I'm only really using the grinder and when I'm using the saw, I can just use a little wet and dry vac, because that's high speed, low volume, whereas the fan is low speed, high volume, and the sort of rationale behind the passive roof void stuff is more of a large surface area and a whole lot of volume going through it, but not necessarily high velocity like a Hoovery vacuum is going to do, which the saw set up for, because the ducting on the saw is like this, so it's more or less built for having a Hoover stuffed into it rather than one of these centrifugal fans. So I'll have a little play with that at some point. So that's a couple of the iron things I want to tackle, saying hi and everything. So the next sort of batch, Christian, Glyn, Lee, dropping a few other little things in to complete some sheaths. So I've got some at the show, and everybody'd have a tactile experience at Edale. I'm having a bit of a play with trying to rig up some sort of passive extract for, you know, cleanliness in terms of particulates, swapping the extractors around in terms of what they're actually doing. And the other thing is, as from some point today, I will be accepting more orders. So I'll be opening my books. So from now until I go to Edale, books will still be open. I dare say by the time I've finished Edale, if 3 people order that's me filled up until virtually October, November, December. You know, with it as it is. So I don't like taking on too many orders, because it just makes it such a long wait. Because the speed that I'm working at, I'm still not really any more than 2 a week at the maximum. So if I'm opening my books now, I imagine by the time I come back from Edale, it'll probably be within a while I'll be closing them again. Direction wise after that, maybe it'd be nice if I dropped off on the Golocks and the MOD sort of adaptations and concentrate more on actually my stuff, but we'll just see how it goes. But you know, I'm trying to look ever upward is the plan, rather than just stand static in my approach to how I'm doing my work. I've always tried to advance what I'm doing. So if I'm opening my books now, I'll adjust the site at some point today or tomorrow in terms of the actual landing page. It says it's open. There's a fair few people in a queue, so obviously I'll ping an email to you in the next couple of days, because even though it says, you know, books, I'm still getting people constantly, you know, I really appreciate the wait, but you know, it would be, you know, I'm saying, well, it's going to be 4 months plus however many's in the offing, and then obviously orders will then go after these people that are in the queue. I'll be trying to get them out as fast as I possibly can, but I'm certainly not hitting 4 knives a week, so I'll do what I can as much as I can. I am doing 7 days a week at the moment, plus the Tesco's, and all I can say is that the fact that people keep emailing me wanting my work is very encouraging, that what I'm doing is attractive in many ways to people, and my stuff is interesting, that they're actually want to get a piece of my kit. So thanks for joining me again. That's my plans from now until Edale. Next batch, fiddle with an extraction. Books are open is the big thing. So thanks for joining me again, and check on the site to see the different models. Whether it says books closed, where I'll log in at some point and change the landing page welcome. So thanks for joining me again. Scott from Wessex Bladesuk.